Welcome aboard the eCourse Frontier Starship. This is going to be our training platform for the next 30 minutes to demonstrate to you a revolutionary new approach to online education. My crew and I, who you'll be meeting shortly, have been working for the better part of the last 10 years in the eCourse industry, and we couldn't help but notice a widespread epidemic taking place right now. The average dropout rate for online courses is higher than 70%. This means something is clearly amiss in the way students are being taught. And the reason this is such a big problem is because if people aren't finishing your course, then you're not going to get testimonials, you won't get referrals, and you won't get future business. Not to mention, your students won't get the results they signed up for. Clearly, the way e-courses are being designed right now isn't working. So we asked ourselves, how can we improve the educational model or blueprint that is often being used to build online courses? This got us thinking about e-course creation and education as a whole in an entirely new way, which brings us to our Starship. It caught your attention, right? Well, good. I'm glad you like it, because I've been waiting my entire life to have my very own Starship. And this Starship is a vehicle to help you fulfill your mission and purpose of making a huge impact in the world. And we'll get to that. But one of the main reasons the failure rate is so high is because there are other things more exciting and fun than the vast majority of courses out there. The key is to make your course more enjoyable and inspiring than the endless distractions stealing your students' attention away. Now you have to understand, the way things are being done isn't all wrong. In fact, we like to think that it's halfway there. Are you familiar with left and right brain dynamics? The left brain represents the analytical, linear side. The side loves heady step-by-step process. It wants facts and information. But then we have the right side of the brain, often overlooked in the world of online learning. The right brain represents the creative, imaginative, artistic self. I bring this analogy up to help demonstrate the way the e-course industry is applying itself. Too much left brain. Pretty much the entire educational industry is completely disregarding the right brain altogether. Don't get me wrong, the left brain is really valuable, but too much of it will cause your student to seek elsewhere for some good old-fashioned entertainment and stimulation. So, if you want to stand out in the sea of sameness and inspire your audience to complete your course, then you're going to have to be more creative with your approach and delivery. And this brings us to our mission today, to introduce to you a revolutionary new approach to online learning. Now imagine this. You've developed an e-learning experience that your students love showing up to, excited to devour their next lessons. You've created a course that feeds your heart, mind, and soul in a way that your work has never been able to do in the past. And you've built a transformational learning environment that will change your students' lives and effortlessly make you sales because you're genuinely fired up about the product you created. When we get off this ship today, you're going to know exactly what you need to do to fulfill your mission of facilitating an e-learning experience that hooks your students and keeps them engaged until they achieve the results they came for. Now, there's so much to fill you in on to prepare you for the exciting journey ahead. But first, be sure to download your training manual. If you haven't yet, then go ahead and download it now. This manual is full of exercises and resources that'll take you deeper into everything we're sharing today. Read through it and do all the exercises in your own time. Now let's go take a tour of the eCourse frontier. I want to introduce you to the crew and get you ready for the new paradigm of online education. Follow me to the transportation pods, right this way. All right, crew, we got a little bit of a ride ahead of us, so let's talk about how you create a whole brain learning experience that your students love. Now, let's just see if this works. Oh, perfect. All right, so since the beginning of time, we've shared our cultural ways, techniques, and wisdom through storytelling, song, and art. That approach creates whole brain learning experiences. Somehow, along the evolution of humanity, the creative side of learning was lost, and now all we see are left brain dominant learning processes, whereas the most effective learning happens on the deepest level when the whole brain is engaged. But the education industry has forgotten this, and I'm guessing you're not traveling through outer space right now to go make a painfully boring course just like all the others out there. Am I right? Now that would be a waste of your time and your students' time and their money and all of your potential. You are here to create a deeply transformational whole brain learning experience, period. So how exactly do you do that? Well, there's two main parts to consider. We're already fully aware of the left brain aspect of e-course creation, which is the linear learning pathway, your lessons, modules, quizzes, and information. The other side is the right brain aspect of course creation. To engage this side of the brain, you have to give your course a theme. So what does the theme look like? Take a look around. You're not just listening to me read a PowerPoint word for word, you're part of a bigger story, an immersive learning environment. You are a new recruit on a starship traveling through space on an adventure to the new world of online learning. Now that's a theme. Understand, your theme doesn't have to be as elaborate as this one. This is just our personalities, passions, and creativity shining through. And that's what it's all about. So here's a few examples of course themes that our students are working on. One supermom is making an entrepreneurship course for teenagers that has a spy theme. An artist has developed a course that merges drawing with travel so you can learn to draw your favorite travel memories. A passionate graphics designer developed a course that takes place in the dojo where you earn your black belt in Photoshop. A couple musicians made a music production training that's based in the ancient art of alchemy. And then there's our course, an epic adventure to the peak of a mountain where you learn how to create and launch an epic e-learning experience. As you can probably start to imagine, by giving your course a theme, you bring it to life. A theme satisfies the right brain's need for symbology, metaphor, and meaning. And the possibilities are as endless as the universe itself. The key to creating an effective and engaging learning experience is to treat e-course creation as an art form. Now you might be thinking, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a teacher, I'm not an artist. But what is an artist after all? What is art? The creative process is a simple process of making connections. So the process is this. Take your course topic and lessons, the left brain stuff, and add an interesting theme, the right brain, and find the connections between the two. When you make the creative connections, a new thing emerges. What emerges is your masterpiece, your art, your course. So what does e-course creation have to do with climbing a mountain? When we asked ourselves that for the Great E-Course Adventure, we were super excited to find that our syllabus became a map, modules became checkpoints, badges became supplies, wild characters taught the lessons, our community became the campfire, and launching your course became reaching the peak of Launch Summit. Our theme brought so much fun and imagination into the experience of learning and building your own online business. The most important thing is that your theme is consistent through every aspect of your student's experience. All these things add up, and the more you infuse your theme into the course and lessons, the more immersed your students will become in the learning environment. There is so much more we can get into on the topic of themes, which we don't have time for today, but we will tell you how you can learn more later. The bottom line is this. Creating whole brain learning experiences means more engagement, more students, more success, more money, and more impact. So do it. All right, so what other ways can you use art to deliver powerful lessons? Well, take a look at your options. You can use video production, storytelling, music, photography, poetry, costume design, graphic design, animation, and so much more. Basically, if there's an art form, it can be used to teach a lesson in a way that's far more engaging than a typical PowerPoint and Talking Heads video. And if there's something you're passionate about, that's what you should be incorporating. Once you get it in the creative process, you won't be able to stop the endless flow of inspiration and ideas that start flooding in. And the more you enjoy your creative process, the more likely your students will love your course and want to stick around. All right, so it looks like we're coming up to Dr. Delight's lab, so we'll end here for now. In your training manual are more creative exercises to help you narrow in on your e-course topic and theme. So be sure to do those when you're done with the tour while the inspiration's still fresh. In summation, what we just talked about, come up with your topic, come up with your theme, find the connections between the two, treat this as an art form, and enjoy every step of the process. And if you don't do this, then be prepared to make something that gets lost amidst the sea of sameness. All right, let's go meet Dr. Delight. He's gonna teach you an essential part of e-course creation in the new paradigm. Man, we gotta get a smaller ship. Right, so this is Dr. Delight's lab. Now, he's a little bit of an eccentric character, but don't let that fool you because he's an absolute genius. Dr. Delight?
Oh, hello!
Oh, hey! So good to see you. I just want to introduce you to the new recruits.
Wonderful, wonderful. Come on in. Come meet me at the screen. Hello again. Well, aren't you a good-looking bunch? You are very lucky to be here. The old world of e-course creation was missing the most important ingredient for facilitating transformation. Engagement! Without engagement, you don't have an e-course. Courses of the old world were so dry and boring. Nobody wanted to do the lessons. They were just PowerPoints and PDFs. That's all they were. The old way is no way to learn. This is not how you help one to transform. Like a child, you must help them to enjoy the learning journey. So how do we inspire engagement amongst our students? Well, one very good way is this thing we call gamification. Boop, boop. The gamification of learning is an educational approach to motivate students to learn by using video game design and game elements in learning environments. The goal is to maximize enjoyment and engagement through capturing the interest of learners and inspiring them to continue learning. Wikipedia! And whether you realize it or not, by working in the e-learning industry, you are by default working in gamification. Gamification happens anytime a student goes beyond merely consuming information to actually taking some form of action. It may not seem like it, but that is indeed gamification. And in order to facilitate transformation, your students must take action in their real lives. Beep beep. What is wrong? One more time. Boop, boop. There we go. Traditional forms of gamification and e-learning can include having a point system, community currency, badges, rewards, contests, challenges, and there's so much more. The goal is to get your students to participate and take their next step on their transformational learning journey. So tell me in the poll below, do you think gamification will enhance your students' learning experience? Yes or no? Gamification is exciting because it promises to make the hard stuff along the journey fun, or at least more enjoyable. It is designed to take your students from passivity to interactivity by encouraging and rewarding them to play further into your world and their learning transformation. Now, take a moment to consider. Boop, boop. What could you do to employ gamification in your e-course for your students? To give you an example, in the Great E-Course Adventure, we apply several forms of gamification and our students absolutely love it. We created our own community currency called the Bajillion, where everybody is a bajillionaire. Students earn bajillions and badges through completing challenges, lessons, and by participating in forum conversations. They can then spend their bajillions on an e-course creation product, services, and software in our mountain shop. Boop, boop. Show up, do the work, participate fully, and be rewarded. It's a win for everyone! Bloop, bloop. So, there are a few simple rules to follow for creating a great gamified experience. Boop, boop. Rule number 1. You must turn your lessons and courses into a game-like experience. Because games are enjoyable and people like yourself prefer enjoyable experiences over ones that are not so much enjoyable, you need your students to want to do the work. and come back for the next lesson. Even better, you'll want your students to be thinking about your course when they are doing other things. Boop, boop. Rule number 2. Understand the mechanics of your game-like experience. The game mechanics are basically what makes a game fun and engaging. It is this thing that makes people keep playing it. For example, they do a quiz before they are allowed to move forward. These mechanics are what make your course game-like and engaging. Here's another poll. Answer below. Have you ever gone through a course that applied some of these game mechanics? Yes or no? Boop, boop. Rule number 3. More important than coming up with badges is to come up with challenges and experiences that engage your students and inspire them into action. Use your imagination and get creative. Not all courses will become a circus of games, although some might. It really depends on you, your audience, and your e-course's personality. If you don't think it's fun, your audience probably won't either. Boop, boop. No matter what your topic is, gamification can and will improve your engagement rate. So why not use it? In your training manual are more ideas on how to gamify your e-course, as well as recommend software to use. That's enough for today. I have much work to do before we land, so you best move along and get your work done. Oh, wait. One more question I've been dying to ask you. Fuzzy socks or slippers? Answer below in the poll. Please answer. My old one's worn out, and I've heard that fuzzy socks are more functional. Apparently you can just slip them right in the shoe.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Delight. So this has been super informative, as it always is, but we've got to continue our tour, and I'm going to take everybody up to the cockpit and introduce them to the pilot of our ship. Boop, boop. All right, right this way, everybody. Come with me. Never a dull moment with that guy. So let's just take a moment to summarize his main points. Number 1, turn your lessons and course into a game-like experience. 2, make sure the game mechanics, aka how the game works, is crystal clear. And 3, do whatever it takes to keep your audience engaged and inspire your students into action. I also want to say, this doesn't need to be complicated. It can be very simple. You don't even need badges to gamify your experience. It's just a simple mindset shift when building your curriculum and lessons. Just keep coming back to the question, how can I make this lesson more engaging and gamified? As Dr. Delight said, in your training manual are some exercises, examples, and resources of how to gamify your course. So do check it out. Now, come on everybody. I want to take you to the cockpit and introduce you to the pilot of the e-course frontier, who is our Chief Technical Officer. Welcome to the bridge of the e-course frontier starship, and just up here is our pilot and the other e-course adventure guide, Mr. Andy Friest. Hey Andy! Andy! Earth to Andy!
Oh, hey!
I just want to introduce you to all the new recruits.
Welcome, everybody. It's great to have you on board.
So, Andy, I've been telling everyone about this new world of online learning, and I've noticed some concerned recruits. They're feeling a little bit overwhelmed about which tech to use, how to use it, and whether they have enough time to set it all up. Would you be willing to share your approach to the tech side of course creation and help calm their nervous system before we arrive at the new world?
Oh yeah, absolutely. In fact, last time that we were exploring this new world, we found an ancient set of scrolls called the Zen Tech, and they appeared to be written by a legendary tech guru named Master Zen Teach. And these have been my guiding principles ever since. So let me show you guys. Just 1 second. Let me see if I can get them. Oh, here they are.
Get clear on what you want, so what you need becomes next step. More important than know how is learn how. Be afraid not of technology, but of your fear of technology. Be creative and be simple. Take time for tech learning time, and you'll learn tech in no time. If you want to be paid like professional, then be professional. Do what you're masterful at. Work with other masters in areas you're not so good. This is how you create masterpiece. Don't be where you're not. Start here with what you've got. No need be miserable stress case. Have fun.
Pretty awesome, right? I mean, so many creators get overwhelmed or lost in the vast world of tech. But in all honesty, there's a high likelihood that you're blowing things up to be a bit bigger than they actually are. Here's the bottom line. We have so many awesome tools for building incredible learning experiences. I mean, we're talking about state-of-the-art, easy-to-use, drag-and-drop technology. And the truth is that we've never had it better. The tools that we have available to us are incredible, and they're so affordable. So instead of getting stressed about tech, get excited. This is your ticket to freedom after all. And as Master Zen Teach said, if you create time for tech learning time, you're gonna learn tech in no time. So you need to have dedicated tech learning time scheduled into your calendar, where you go through tutorials and play around with the platforms without any pressure or stress. This will make it way more fun to learn what you need to know to build your course. But before you go study every platform under the sun, there's a few things that you need to be clear on. The first thing is that you need to know what your budget is. Are you going to be working with a shoestring budget, which is just a little tiny budget? Or do you have a moderate budget? Do you have a bigger budget and you're wanting to hire a developer or a team? Knowing how much you have to invest will dictate what you can do at this stage of your journey. So next, you need to know what features your course needs. So is gamification or perhaps having an online community area really important to the course that you're designing? Once you know the most important elements of your course, or the most important features, you can find the tech that offers those specific features in the best way and price it out based on your budget. A great approach is to give each feature that your course needs a rating from 1 through 10 so you know what the highest priorities are. The third thing is to be honest with yourself about your level of tech experience and your desire to learn the tech side of course creation. Most of the platforms that you're likely to buy have easy to follow onboarding processes that show you exactly how everything works. But if you truly don't want to deal with learning new tech, then just hire someone or partner with someone who's great at it. Or you can just use the simplest tech solution that you can until you make enough sales to hire a team to help you. And the honest to goodness truth is that there is no perfect solution. None of the products that you're going to research are perfect. They all have positives and they all have negatives. And you just need to find the one that feels like a good fit for where you are now based on your price range and your needs. Trust your gut and avoid the trap of over-analyzing. Just pick your tech, get back to building your course. And as you become more experienced and make more money in the world of e-learning, you can always upgrade and improve on what you've built. The biggest disservice that you can do to sabotage yourself is to not get started at all. And as Master Zen Teach said, keep it simple and have fun. So in your training manual are some great resources that will help you quickly pick your course creation technologies.
Wow, that's a really great place to start. Awesome advice. Thank you, Mr. Friest.
Oh yeah, of course, it's my pleasure. And Brad, I do want to say we're actually getting pretty close to the drop zone, so you may want to finish the tour and get everybody to the loading bay.
All right, awesome. You heard the man. But first, let's take a moment to go over what Andy just said. Number 1, you gotta know what your budget is. 2, you need to know what features are essential to your e-course's needs. 3, be honest with yourself about your desire to learn the tech side of course creation. And 4, in the words of Master Zen Teach, if you create time for tech learning time, you'll learn tech in no time. So really enjoy that learning curve. All right, everyone. I gotta say, we're very fortunate to have a true master of sales and marketing on the ship right now. So let's see if we can have a moment of his time to go learn a thing or two.
All right, everybody, enjoy the rest of your training, and now I'm gonna get back to flying this ship.
Master Sales Walker, I wanted to introduce you to our new recruits.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Welcome.
So, Master Sales Walker, I was wondering if you'd be willing to take a moment to share some of your wisdom around the art of sales and marketing.
Yes, of course. In fact, when entering the new world, you'll need to be aware of these energies if you wish to serve and thrive. Please, everyone, have a seat and let me explain. At the heart of all successful sales and marketing lies an invisible power called the sales force. This energy is available to all, but it must be cultivated. Harnessing the power of the sales force takes practice and patience. Once mastered, your ability to market your offering, communicate its value, and convert potential customers into sales becomes a natural experience. Now you must understand, within the sales force are two opposing energies, the light side and the dark. The dark side asks, how can I make more money? Whereas the light side asks, how can I create more value? Both sides are constantly creating and generating sales. However, one is in the spirit of taking, while the other is in the spirit of giving. There will come a point when you too must decide between the light and the dark. The world of online marketing has been deeply rooted in the dark side for quite some time, using shadow tactics of fear, manipulation, and scarcity to make sales. Fortunately, people are waking up and a rebellion has begun. No longer are they willing to be treated like leads or numbers. Instead, they are looking to invest in honest leaders, businesses who have a genuine mission to serve. Pay attention now, because I'm going to tell you how to harness the power of the sales force. Number 1, first, you must know your customer. Understand who they are. Know their problems, hopes, dreams, and desires. What are they looking for and why do they want it? If you are unclear about who exactly you are aiming to serve, then you will not be able to direct the sales force in their direction. Know your customer. 2, the second thing is to know your creation. What problems does it solve? What is the transformation your customer will experience by signing up? And what makes your course unique? All things in the universe have a purpose. Your course is no different. As the creator of your course, you must know its purpose inside and out. If you are unclear about your creation, what it does, how it does it, and why it does it, then how can you expect your customers to want it? Know your creation. The third element is to make the connection. How does your product connect with your potential customer? You must effectively communicate who it's for, what it does, how it works, and the value it provides. How is your creation the best solution for your customer's unique set of needs, desires, values, and personality? If you put your full heart, passion, and creative gifts into your creation, then your love for it will be contagious. You won't need to sell it, for it will sell itself if you make the connection between your creation and your customer and communicate it with crystal clarity. Obviously, we can go so much deeper into this topic, for the sales force is infinite. These 3 principles will give you the big picture and are all you need to get started in your journey to Salesforce mastery. Now, be patient, for it takes practice to be able to harness the sales force successfully. I leave you with this final thought. Treat your students how you wish to be treated, and create courses that you would want to buy. This will create an energetic alignment, strength, and integrity within you, making it easier to harness the power of the sales force. If you use the sales force wisely, you will create long-term prosperity and happiness for you and your customers. Now, in your training manual are some journaling exercises and questions that will help cultivate your powers. Follow this wisdom and you will be well on your way to Salesforce mastery. That is all for today. More will be revealed when you are ready.
Thank you so much for your time and wisdom, Master Sales Walker. That was very insightful, as it always is.
May the sales force be with you.
And you. Such a powerful lesson on selling. This is going to be so important when it comes time to launch your course. Now come with me, recruits. We've got to get down to the loading bay for a descent into the new world. Welcome to the loading bay, everyone. And you'll be excited to hear that we just installed a new teleportation module, which is much faster than our previous shuttle system and a heck of a lot cooler. So you've toured the ship and have learned some valuable lessons from the crew about the new world of online learning. But honestly, the real work begins down there on the ground when you begin your own e-course adventure. Now, before we teleport down, I feel the need to share one more incredibly valuable lesson that can make or break the success of your course. The most important element of effective learning environment is a community gathering place. A space where all your students have a voice and opportunity to connect with you and the others on the journey with them. This could be a private Facebook group, your own private forum, or if all your students are local, a regular in-person meetup. The bottom line is, keeping students engaged long enough to succeed can be very challenging, more so than an in-person class. And there's many reasons for this: a lack of social accountability, infinite internet distractions fighting for their attention, and the massive amount of resistance that tends to surface when learning a new skill or going through a transformation. Your community space can be one of the most supportive resources for your students, offering them the accountability, support, and connection they need to overcome their fears, resistance, setbacks, and roadblocks on their journey to completing your course. But it's not just good for your students, it's great for you too. Your community gives you an opportunity to connect with your students on a much deeper, more personal level than if you're just broadcasting to them like in an email. People also want to buy from someone they like, know, and trust. Being in the trenches, supporting the students in your community creates an emotional and personal connection between them and you. This will no doubt result in more repeat sales and referrals. People also like to be a part of something that's greater than themselves. Having a community creates a me to we dynamic, where suddenly your students begin to support one another in ways you can't even imagine. This takes the pressure off of you, and in time when your community begins to take on a life of its own, your presence will be less needed and vital to keep the conversations alive. So here are a few key principles for establishing a powerful online community for your students. Number one, make it enjoyable. Create a community environment that you and others will actually want to participate in. If it's not enjoyable, people won't use it. All the features in the world won't matter if your community software is painful or annoying to use. Number two, keep it engaging. Look at what you like and don't like about the communities you are or have been a part of in the past. Make a plan for how you'll keep the conversation sparked and what you want to talk about with your tribe around the digital campfire. Number three, be consistent. If you're not showing up day in and day out to get those conversations lit, then who is going to do it? Once your community is thriving, then you can step away at times if you want. It'll take hard work and dedication to get your community off the ground, but the effort will be worth it in the long run. To get started, we recommend you write a code of honor that speaks to the values and shared purpose of why everyone is there and how people can get the most out of the community forum. This document would also express the rules and etiquette of your community. As people begin arriving to the space you created for them, your job is to make sure every single one of them feels safe, valued, and included. This is essential for getting their participation. And remember, it's not about the quantity of conversations that is important, it is the quality. So seek to engage in meaningful conversations with your students, and the rest will take care of itself in time. In your training manual are some exercises that will help create your ultimate community experience or improve upon your existing one. We also include some community software and platform recommendations for you. Now what do you say we head down and check out this new landscape? Andy, we're ready.
Roger that, Bradley. Have fun, and I will see you at base camp.
All right, everyone, remember, one at a time, and keep your arms and legs inside the teleporter at all times. Beam us down, Andy.
That's the last one, Captain.
All right, thanks so much, Andy.
All right, I'll park the ship, and I'll meet you over at base camp shortly.
Roger that. All right, welcome to the new world, everyone. That's Sherpa Steve back there. He's a little bit grumpy, but a really great Sherpa. Now, before we head through that spiraling vortex and begin this epic quest in e-course creation, let's just take a quick inventory of what we learned back on the Starship. These principles will be the guiding light to help you bring out your very best work in the new world of e-course creation. Number 1, the key to engagement is creating a whole brain learning experience. 2, you create a whole brain learning experience by artfully merging your course curriculum with a unique theme. Number 3, all the tech you need is readily available. It's never been easier or more affordable to build a powerful and engaging learning experience that your students love. Number 4, at the heart of all successful sales and marketing lies an invisible power called the sales force. To harness the power of the sales force, you must know your customer, know your creation, and make that connection. Number 5, your community is the heartbeat of your course. Make it enjoyable, keep it engaging, and be consistent and show up every single day. And number 6, make your course a work of art. The more you enjoy the creative process, the more your students will enjoy the product. Now, how excited are you about the possibilities that exist for you and all the incredible courses you can create? Building an online course is like climbing in a mountain. It's a creative vision quest. Actually, it's a great e-course adventure. Now imagine yourself having just completed your adventure, and you're standing on the top of that mountain feeling accomplished, confident, and strong as you breathe in the cool, fresh air of success. And you feel so proud of what you created. Your students are in love with your course and your community, and you've learned to harness the power of the sales force to sell your course with clarity and confidence. And what's amazing is you didn't do it alone. You did it with a community of people you appreciate and respect. And you all went through this epic journey together, and now your students are going through your journey together. And standing on the edge of that mountain peak, you feel something you've been searching for a very long time. You finally feel free. And I'm not talking about the freedom from avoiding work. I mean, the freedom is when you find work that you love doing so much, you don't need a vacation from it. Creating whole brain learning experiences is your opportunity to merge your passions with your creativity and life experience. And how much more freedom, fun, and fulfillment would you feel in your life if this was your work? So how do you get to the peak of that mountain? Well, you need experienced guides who you like, know, and trust. Guides who have your best interests at heart. And we've dedicated our lives to transforming the way we teach and learn in the online world. We've taken everything we've learned and know and put it into a clear path called the Great E-Course Adventure. On this journey, we will take you by the hand and guide you all the way to the top of the mountain, where you'll successfully launch an awesome e-course that you and your students love. And no great e-course adventure would be complete without a map. So let's take a minute to show you the adventure map so you can see what lies ahead in this epic journey in e-course creation. All great journeys begin with a map, and the Great E-Course Adventure is no exception to the rule. So put on your pack and let's take you on a tour up the mountain so you can see what's in store for you on this epic quest in e-course creation. It all begins at base camp, where you'll meet your guides and fellow adventurers, acquaint yourself with the tools you'll use to build your course, and get into the right mindset for the epic journey ahead. From there, we head up to Reflection Pond, where you'll meet your Sherpa, set your intentions for the adventure, and get clear on your motivations so that when resistance, fear, or excuses kick in, your why will be bigger than your why nots. In Mapora Meadows, you'll get clear on which of the 4 types of e-courses you want to create, as well as take personal inventory on the tools and skills you have available from your lifetime of experience. Then through the gates to Architect Forest we go, where a friendly wizard will help you get clear on an amazing course idea and pinpoint exactly who you're making it for. Then we climb up to Creator Heights, where we take that idea and draft up your course outline with lessons and modules. We also have a special ceremony with a shaman who shows you the secrets to infusing your course with creativity and personality. From there, we come to a fork in the road. You can either go through validation swamp where you test your idea in the real world by pre-selling it to your potential students, or you take the shortcut to Camp Medius where two media geniuses will teach you the art of creating highly engaging video experiences for your course lessons. After leaving Camp Medius, we're gifted the opportunity to learn from the master of e-course platforms at the Temples of Technosis. He'll guide you to create the best platform for your course based on your budget, needs, and level of tech experience. He makes the tech side of course creation feel like you're walking on a cloud. Then we head down the Automatora River with a new friend we meet along the way, who just happens to be a pro at email automations. With his help, your course can go on autopilot so you have more free time to enjoy the sweeter things in life. Upwards at Salus Canyon, a seasoned online marketer will show you the tricks to understanding and communicating your value. There you'll find an authentic way to write potent sales copy and marketing material that deeply resonates with your future students. In the Fennell Caves, you will receive a message from the future that helps you set up your ultimate customer sales experience and high-value sales funnel. You'll then find the courage to scale the cliffs of Marketer Ridge where you'll come up with your launch game plan and marketing strategy. And with your plan in place, we lead you through the storm to the snow-capped peak of Launch Summit where you'll finally share your masterpiece with the world and start making sales. Pushing that launch button will call for a celebration. We end our adventure at Freedom Gardens where you integrate and reflect on the entire journey, understand ways to nurture your growing community, and prepare for your next big adventure. As you can see, the Great E-Course Adventure is an extraordinary journey in the art of e-course creation. With the help of your e-course adventure guides and the many interesting characters you'll meet along the way, we're confident you will create the greatest e-course you can possibly imagine and beyond. As you can see, the adventure map lays out every single step you need to take to create your course. We cover everything. On top of that, we offer you weekly group coaching webinars where we'll help you with your course, bring you on camera, answer your questions, brainstorm, and help you break through the roadblocks along the way to the peak. We also offer our support in the online forum called the Community Campfire. We share our honest feedback, make suggestions, and we help steer you in the right direction. Plus, you have the company and camaraderie of your fellow adventurers and creators. This is an invaluable resource. Our crew will hold you accountable, cheer you on, and help you draw out the very best work you can possibly do. Posing one question to the community can offer you many valuable insights, perspectives, and solutions. Basically, the GA community has got your back on this journey. Now, we've covered a lot of ground today. We journeyed through space and time together. You've seen the map, taken the tour of the mountain and the campfire. Now, all there is one last thing to do. It's time to decide. Do you want to be a pioneer and help bring in the future of e-learning? Are you feeling the call to build your dream course that stands out, changes lives, and is a blast to create? Basically, if you are, then let's head through that vortex, let's charge up that mountain to Launch Summit, and let's make e-learning history together.